Good morning, students. Welcome to class 6, subject mathematics, chapter number 12, ratio and proportion, and this is lecture number 2 of this chapter. Let us recapitulate that we have learned in our lecture number 1. First of all, we have done ratio. Ratio is the comparison of the sizes or measures of two or more quantities of same kind by division. It is the comparison of two or more quantities of same kind by division. We first write down two quantities in the form of fraction. Then after converting it into lowest term, we write down in the form of ratio. The ratio of A to B equal to A upon B. Ratio of A to B is A upon B, and we read it as A is to B. And these two dots are the sign of ratio. We denote ratio using symbol these two dots. Points to remember in ratio. We can get the equivalent ratio by multiplying or dividing the numerator and denominator by the same number. By multiplying numerator or denominator by the same number, we can get the equivalent ratio. The order of terms in a ratio is very important. A is to B is different from B is to A. If it is asked to find out the ratio of boys is to girls, then first of all we need to write down number of boys and then number of girls. We can't change their sequence. Ratio exists only between two quantities of the same kind. We can't find out ratio of one student's height with one student's weight. We can't compare like this. Sometimes the quantities may be of the same kind but may be of different units. Okay, they are of same kind but they are of different units. You must convert them into same units. Usually, the bigger unit is converted into smaller unit. Ratio has no units. When we are finding the ratio, we will not write down unit with them. Usually, the ratio is written in simplest form. Okay, we always write down ratio in simplest form by dividing it by the common SCF. Now today's topic, today we will do proportion and unitary method. These two topics we will do today. Now first topic is proportion. What is proportion? An equality of two ratios is called a proportion. When two ratios are equal, then they are said to be in proportion. We say that four quantities are in proportion. Look at the following example. The ratio of rupees 12 to rupees 16. It is 12 upon 16. Here we are finding the ratio first. Ratio of 12 to 16. 12 upon 16, which is equal to, in simplest form, 3:4. Now ratio of 6 pencils to 8 pencils is 6 upon 8, which is equal to 3 upon 4. Here, okay. In first we have find out the ratio of rupees 12 and rupees 16. And in second we find out the ratio of 6 pencils and 8 pencils. We find that each of the ratio 12:16 and 6:8 is same as 3:4. See, in both the cases ratio is 3:4 after converting into simplest form. Thus, the ratios 12:16 is equal to 6:8. Okay. Such an equality of two ratios is called a proportion. In first we are getting 12:16. In second we are getting 6:8. But when we convert them into simplest form, we are getting 3:4 only. That means these two ratios are equal. 12:16 is equivalent to 6:8. And when two ratios are equal, they are said to be in proportion. This is called proportion. In general, 4 quantities A, B, C and D are said to in proportion if A ratio B is equal to C ratio D. Okay, if A is to B is equal to C is to D. Suppose we have 4 quantities A, B, C and D. Okay, and if we will find out the ratio of first of all first two terms, that is A and B, and then ratio of C and D. If these two ratios are equal, then we say that these 4 quantities are in proportion. That is, if A upon B is equal to C upon D, this proportion is also written as A is to B. For proportion we use these 4 dots. Okay, for ratio we write down 2 dots, and for proportion we write down these 4 dots just like these. So A is to B is proportionate to C is to D, or we can read it as it is read as A is to B is as C is to D. Means A is to B. Is as means equal hai. C is to D के. The symbol this stands for is as, or we can say proportion. The 4 quantities A, B, C and D that are used in proportion are called its terms. In ratios we are getting 2 terms, first and second. Okay, and here we have 4 terms A, B, C and D. First and the fourth term, that is A and D. A is the first term, D is the last term, are called the extreme terms. A and D are called the extreme sums. First and fourth. Second and the third, that is the middle one. These 2 terms, that is B and C, are called the middle terms. They are in middle, so they are called middle terms, or we can say them means also. Note that if A, B, C and D are in proportion, then A upon B is equal to C upon D. That is AD equal to BC. This is the cross multiplication. AD is equal to BC. Thus, product of extremes is equal to product of means. What are extreme terms? That I have told you. First and the fourth term. These are known as extreme terms. And what are middle terms? Middle terms are B and C. Okay. C. A and D are called the extreme terms and B and C are called the middle terms. So the product is AD is equal to BC. Now see exercise 12.2. I am explaining this topic proportion with the help of now exercise questions. That is, question number 1 is determine if the following are in proportion. Okay, you have to tell whether they are in proportion or not. Only one part I will do. It is 15, 45, 40 and 120. These are the 4 terms. Okay, first and last term is known as extreme terms and this middle term is known as middle term, middle one. So it is, first of all we will find out the ratio between first two, that is 15 and 45. And then we will find out the ratio of 40 and 120 between these two. Convert into simplest term, it is 15 ones are 15, 15 threes are 45 and 0 se 0 here cancel. This 0 will cancel with this 0. So what is left? 4 ones are 4, 4 threes are 12. Both these ratios are equal. This 1 ratio 3 is equal to 1 ratio 3. That means 15, 45, 40 and 120, they are in proportion. So the given ratios are in proportion. Okay. What we have done in this question? We have find out the ratio between first two terms and last two terms. If they are equal, then that means they are in proportion. Now see question number 2. Write true or false against each of the following statement. Of this question also, I am doing only one part. That is A, 16 ratio 24, 20 ratio 30. And now see, this is given that they are in proportion. Because proportionate sign is there, you have to tell whether it is true or false, whether they are in proportion or not. So 16 upon 24. We will write down this ratio as like this. And 20 ratio 30, 20 upon 30. So converted into simplest form, it will become 2 upon 3 and 2 upon 3. Here also with 0, this 0 will cut. So it is 2 upon 3. Both are equal. So 16 ratio 16 is to 24 is as 20 is to 30. They are in proportion. So we can say that it is true. See how to write down answer. 16 is to 24 is proportionate to 20 is to 30. Yes, the given statement is true. Now see question number 4. Question number 3 is same as question number 2. Determine if the following ratios form a proportion. Also write the middle terms and extreme terms where the ratios form a proportion. If they are in proportion, then you have to tell the middle terms and extreme terms. It's D part I am doing. 200 milliliter, 2.5 liter, and rupees 4, rupees 50. What I have told you that if the ratios units are not same, then we have to make them same. Now see here, one unit is given in milliliter and one is in liter. So we have to make them equal. So first of all, we will convert 2.5 liter into milliliter. 1 liter equal to 1000 milliliter. So multiply it by 1000 and you will get 2500 milliliter. Now we will find out the ratio of 200 and 2500. This is the one part, and second part is 4:50. This one. Find out the ratio. These two zeros will cut by these two zeros. So what is left? 2:25. And here also 2 2s are 4 and 2 25s are 50. These two ratios are equal. That means they are in proportion. So 200 is to 2.5 is proportionate to 4:50. They are in proportion. And if they are in proportion, then you have to tell their middle terms also and extreme terms also. Middle terms are 2.5 and 4. Beach wali. 2.5 liter and rupees 4. And extreme terms 200 milliliter and rupees 50. Now our next topic is unitary method. This method you have done in your previous classes also. The method in which first we find the value of 1 unit and then the value of required number of units is known as unitary method. First of all, we find out the value of 1 unit and then whatever is asked. See it with the help of example. Suppose the cost of 1 pencil is rupees 2. Okay. Then the cost of 10 pencils, such pencils equal to cost of 1 is 2. Then what is the cost of 10 pencils? Definitely we will multiply. That is rupees 20. This you know very well. Now if the cost of 1 article is given, then we can find the cost of any number of same kind of articles by multiplying it. Okay, cost of 1 article is given. Then how we multiply the cost of many? By multiplying it. Conversely, if the cost of 10 pencils is given, it is rupees 20. And we need to find out the cost of 1 pencils. Now more than 1 is given and you have to find out 1. Then we will divide. It is 20 upon 10, which is equal to rupees 2. By dividing total price of all articles by number of articles, okay, we can get the cost of 1. Now see example. If the cost of 4 pencils is rupees 8, find the cost of 7 pencils. Now see in this question, cost of 4 pencils is given. Cost of 4 pencil is rupees 8. And you have to find out the cost of 7 pencils. neither the cost of one is given nor the cost of one is asked. ना तो वन की कॉस्ट दी है ना ही वन की पूछी है. सो व्हाट वी विल डू इन सच टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस? In such type of questions, first of all, we need to find out the cost of one article. And when you know how to find out the cost of one? By dividing. See the solution. Given cost of 4 pencils equal to rupees 8. Now find out the cost of one. Cost of one pencil equal to rupees 8 divided by 4, which is equal to rupees 2. This is the cost of 1 pencils. But we need to find out the cost of 7 pencils. हमें 7 pencils की cost निकालनी है. So, the cost of 7 pencils equal to, by multiply cost of 1 by 7. अब हमारे पास 1 की आ गई. Now we have the cost of 1. So, we will multiply it by 7. Which is rupees 14. See example 2. A man earned rupees 75,000 in 5 months. Okay, this is the earning of 5 months. How much will he earn in 9 months? In 9 months, how much will he earn? Okay, and second is, in how many months will he earn rupees 45,000? In one question there are 2 questions. Now see this question very carefully. In 5 months a man earned rupees 75,000. This is given in the question. ठीक है? What we need to find out in first part? How much will he earn? We have to find out the earning in 9 months. So, earning we will keep on right hand side. Whatever we need to find out, that we always keep on the right hand side. So, in 5 months, a man earned rupees 75,000. Now, find out the earning of 1 month. This is what unitary method. In 1 month, a man earned rupees 75,000 by 5. Okay, because when more than 1 is given and find out the 1, then we usually divide. We always divide. So 75,000 divided by 5 is rupees 15,000. Now we have to find out the earning of 9 months. So in 9 months, the man earned 1 month earning multiply by 9. This is the 1 month earning. 1 month earning multiplied by 9. Then you will get 9 months earning. It is rupees 1,35,000. Now see its second part. The man earned rupees 15,000 in 1 month. Okay, this is the earning in 1 month. So, how much he earned rupee 1? In how much time? The man earned rupees 1 in 1 upon 15,000 months. Okay, beta this 1 we will write down first. Okay, क्योंकि 1 पहले है तो 1 ही पहले आएगा. Don't interchange it. Now, the man earned rupees 45,000 in 45,000 multiply by 1 upon 15,000 months, which is equal to 3 months. These 3 zeros will cut by these 3 zeros. इनको cut कर देंगे. 15 ones are 15, 15 threes are 45. Note that whatever is required, whatever we have to find out, that is written on the right hand side. This is very important in this unitary method chapter. Whether you are finding the month or earning or cost, whatever is required, that you need to keep on the right hand side. Now see the homework. Do exercise 12.3, question number 3, 4, 7, 9 and 10 in fair notebook. This is the unitary method questions, and exercise 12.2, question 1 to 4, B and C parts only in fair notebook. These are the question of proportion. Now it's time for the homework solution of exercise 12.1. I have not done all the questions. Some I have done. Question number 1. There are 20 girls and 15 boys in a class, and you have to find out the ratio between number of girls to the number of boys. So here are the number of girls 20, number of boys given 15, and you have to find out the ratio. So first of all we will find out total students also. 20 plus 15, that is 35. Now first is girls is to boys. Girls are 20, boys are 15. 5 4s are 20, 5 3s are 15. So our ratio is 4:3. Now second that you need to find out is ratio between number of girls to the total number of students. Number of girls we have 20 and total students we have 35. So 20:35. Convert into simplest form. 4:7. Solution 2. Total students are given in this question 30. Students like football, it is given 6. Students like cricket, this is also given in the question 12. Now it is given that remaining like tennis. So it is 30 minus 6 minus 12. That is the remaining one, which is equal to 12. Now we will find out the ratio. First is ratio between students liking football to the students liking tennis. Football is to tennis. So how many students like football? 6. And how many students like tennis? 12. See, if it is written, this information, if it is written on the top, then it is very easy to do it. In place of football students, we can write down 6. And in place of tennis students, we will write down 12. Convert it into simplest form. 1:2. See its B part. Students like cricket is to total students. How many students like cricket? 12. Total students are 30. It is also given. Convert it into simplest form. 2:5. 6 2s are 12. 6 5s are 30. Now see, fourth question. Distance travelled by Hamid and Akhtar in an hour is 9 km to 12 km. Find the ratio of speed to Hamid speed. दोनों की speed की ratio निकालनी है. Hamid and Akhtar. So it is Hamid ratio, Akhtar is 9:12. Convert into simplest form. 3 4s are 3:4. Solution 6. Find the ratio of the following. Simple ratios are there. You can check your answers directly. I have converted into simplest term. Two parts I have done, A and B. Now see solution 7. Find the ratio of the following. It's also I have done two parts. 30 minutes to 1.5 hours. Now see, in this one is given in minutes and another is given in hours. Units are different, kinds is same. In both time is there. but units are different. So we will convert this 1.5 hours, because this is the bigger unit, into smaller unit, that is minutes. So 1.5 hours equal to 1.5 multiplied by 60 minutes, which is equal to 90 minutes. Decimal हटाएंगे. After decimal there is 1 0 in the denominator. 0 से 0 cancel. 15 6 are 90. So now we will find out the ratio between 30 is to 90. It is 1 is to 3. See its B part. It is between 40 centimeter to 1.5 meter. Again two different units. So we will convert 1.5 meter into centimeter by multiplying it by 100 centimeter, which is equal to 150 centimeter. Now you can find out the ratio easily between 40 and 150. We will not write down units while finding the ratio. Now see, next question I have done. It is question number 12. Other questions are same, so I think you can do easily. Cost of a dozen pens is rupees 180. It is given. Cost of a pen, because we have to find out the ratio between cost of a pen and a ball pen. A means 1. So here we will find out the cost of one pen. And a dozen means 12. So cost of a pen is rupees 180 upon 12, which is equal to rupees 15. Now it is given in the question, cost of 8 ball pens is rupees 56. Find out the cost of 1 by dividing it, 56 by 8. Answer is rupees 7. Now you have to find out the ratio between cost of a pen and cost of a ball pen. Okay, and cost of a pen is this 15, and cost of a ball pen is rupees 7. So find out the ratio. It is 15 is to 7. Now see question number, this is question number 15. Shreya's age, let me read the question first. Mother wants to divide rupees 36 between her two daughters Shreya and Bhumika in the ratio of their ages. Okay, she wants to divide total rupees 36 between her two daughters Shreya and Bhumika between the ratio of their ages. If Shreya is 15 years of age and Bhumika is 12 years, find how much Shreya and Bhumika will get. Shreya age is 15 years. Bhumika's age is given 12 years. Now let us find out the ratio between their ages. Ratio between their ages is 15 is to 12. Convert into simplest form, 5 is to 4. Now sum of both the terms is 5 plus 4, which is equal to 9. That means if we have total rupees 9, then 5 we will give to Shreya and 4 to Bhumika. Shreya will get 5 and Bhumika will get 4. When total we have 9. But now total we have 36. So see, Shreya will get 5 upon 9 into 36. Okay, because 5 upon 9 is Shreya's part is 5. But 5 part when total part is 9. Okay, 5 part she will get when the total parts are 9. So 5 upon 9, but the total we have 36. So 9 ones are 9, 9 fours are 36, 5 fours are 20. So Shreya will get 20 and Bhumika will get 4 upon 9 multiplied by 36, that is rupees 16. Understood? Check your answers very carefully and do if there is any correction work. Thank you, students.